Welcome to the Building a Strong Financial Future seminar. Today, we'll discuss financial management strategies designed to help you build a strong financial future. Today, we'll focus on the specific needs and priorities of those aged 45 to retirement. At this stage in your life, many of you have growing families, are well established in your careers, and have accumulated a diversity of investments and assets. Many of you are also looking toward retirement, which, in relative terms, may not be that far away. This Worksite Financial Solutions seminar is offered through your employer and your retirement plan advisor. Worksite Financial Solutions is a guidance-based, beginning-to-end retirement solution designed to help you create confidence in your financial life. The Worksite Suite offerings includes workplace education that's tailored to your unique needs and profile. It's also supported by a qualified LPL financial advisor who's committed to providing you with unified, coordinated advice. Whether you're joining the plan for the first time, accumulating assets, or seeking help with a career transition, Worksite Financial Solutions pulls all aspects of your finances into a single, manageable focus that will help you save time. Much of today's session will focus on strategies to build retirement savings. We'll also discuss tools to help you manage other financial goals, and we'll look at some essential estate planning considerations, including changes introduced by recent tax legislation. Today's presentation will last approximately 30 minutes. After, you'll be given the opportunity to ask questions you may have. Before we begin, I'd like to draw your attention to your information packets, in which you'll find worksheets and handouts that I'll be referencing today. For many of you, saving enough for retirement is likely to be your biggest financial challenge in the coming years. Longer lifespans, more active retirement lifestyles, and gradual increases in the age when most Americans are eligible for full Social Security benefits are some of the factors that may affect how much you need to save for retirement. The average life expectancy has been increasing over the past several decades. According to the National Center for Health Statistics, individuals who reach age 65 today can expect to live another 20 years according to the National Center for Disease Control, and the average lifespan continues to rise. Meanwhile, the age at which individuals are eligible for full Social Security benefits is gradually rising. Those born in 1937 or earlier can receive full Social Security benefits beginning at age 65. For those born after 1942, full retirement benefits will not kick in until age 66 or later. These factors combined mean that you may need to provide a substantial portion of your retirement income from your personal savings. Fortunately, you have a variety of tax-advantaged savings vehicles that can help you meet this challenge. And recent tax changes have increased the amounts that can be contributed to retirement accounts this year. We'll talk more about those new rules and how they may affect you a little later in this presentation. If you think you're behind schedule when it comes to saving for retirement, you're not alone. Research conducted by the Employee Benefit Research Institute, EBRI, found that 11% of today's workers report the total value of their household savings and investments, excluding the value of their primary home and any defined benefit plans, is less than $25,000. Fewer than 13% of workers said they're very confident they'll have enough money to live comfortably throughout retirement. How much will you need to save for retirement? In your packet of handouts, you'll find a worksheet, Worksheet 1, that you can use to estimate your retirement savings goal. We'll take a few minutes to complete that worksheet. First, you'll need to decide when you're going to retire. 69% of workers surveyed recently said they expect to work for pay after they retire. Therefore, to be on the safe side, you might want to be conservative in estimating when you'll retire. The next item that you'll need to estimate is your annual retirement income need. According to financial experts, you'll need between 60% and 100% of your final working year's salary each year during retirement. However, if you plan to travel or pursue other hobbies, you might want to up that amount to 100% of your pre-retirement income. Or if you plan to scale back expenses a great deal, or to continue working at least part-time, you may be able to live on a lower annual income amount. Next, you'll need to estimate your Social Security and pension benefits. Your Social Security benefits will depend on your earning history and the age that you begin receiving benefits. Social Security currently accounts for approximately 36% of the income of older retirees. This table shows estimated benefits for different income levels and retirement ages. As you can see, your monthly benefit can be substantially affected by your retirement age. Even if you wait until full retirement age, the benefits likely won't replace all of your pre-retirement income. You can obtain a more precise estimate of your Social Security benefits by contacting the Social Security Administration or visiting their website at www.ssa.gov. Also, you will automatically receive an annual projected benefit statement from the SSA that shows your estimated benefits based on your current earnings and past history. If you're covered by an employee pension plan, contact your Human Resources Department to obtain an estimate of your annual pension benefit. I'll pause now to give you time to complete the worksheet. This table shows some estimated savings goals for different levels of income for someone who's retiring in 20 years at full retirement age. Keep in mind, however, that these figures are in today's dollars. They don't take into account increases in income due to inflation during that period. As you can see, even without factoring in inflation, you may need a substantial sum to provide for a comfortable retirement. In the next slide, we'll look at how inflation can affect your retirement savings goal. Inflation is the rising cost of goods and services. It's usually measured by the Consumer Price Index. Even low rates of inflation can substantially affect your retirement savings goal over time. These examples show how your goal, calculated in today's dollars, may rise over a 20-year period, assuming 3% inflation annually. Now, we'll look at how time can help you pursue your savings goal. Just as inflation, over time, results in higher prices, compound returns can help your savings grow. Compounding is the ability of your investment earnings to earn additional amounts. This chart shows the hypothetical results of investing regular amounts over a 20-year period, assuming a constant 8% annual return. Of course, your actual investment returns will vary. There are several tools available to help you build a retirement nest egg. Qualified retirement accounts, such as company-sponsored retirement plans, individual retirement accounts, IRAs, and Roth IRAs, all offer tax advantages that can help your retirement savings grow faster than in a taxable account. The annual limit for contributions to either traditional 401k plans or Roth 401k is $17,500 in 2014. The annual maximum that can be contributed to an IRA in 2014 is $5,500. If you're at least age 50, you may also be able to make annual catch-up contributions to your employer-sponsored plan and IRAs. For 2014, the catch-up contribution is $5,500 for an employer-sponsored plan and $1,000 for an IRA. This chart shows the benefit of investing in a tax-deferred retirement account compared to a regular investment account that's immediately taxable. The higher your tax rate, the greater the potential benefit of tax-deferred compounding. With a traditional company-sponsored retirement plan or a traditional IRA, your investment earnings are not taxed until you withdraw them in retirement, when you may be in a lower tax bracket. Withdrawals from Roth-style plans or Roth IRAs are tax-free if you've had the account for 5 years and are over age 59 and a half. Early withdrawals from qualified retirement accounts made before you reach age 59 and a half may be subject to an additional 10% tax penalty, along with regular income taxes. Now that you have an idea of how much you'll need for retirement and the benefit of retirement savings plans, you'll need to review the next step, choosing investments. Choosing investments requires that you understand the different types of asset classes and your personal comfort level with investment risk. In your handouts, you have a risk tolerance worksheet, Worksheet 2, that you can complete on your own to help you identify which asset classes are appropriate for you. In the next few slides, we'll look at characteristics of different asset classes and then some sample portfolios. There are 3 basic asset classes: stocks, bonds, and money market instruments. Each asset class offers different levels of risk and return possibilities. Even within one asset class, you'll find choices with higher risk and higher return potential. Asset allocation is the process of strategically splitting your money among different asset classes in order to pursue a specific investment goal in the most effective way possible, keeping in mind your risk tolerance and time horizon. Asset allocation helps you pursue returns while managing risk. Consider how each asset class has performed over the past 30 years. But remember that these statistics are meant to familiarize you with how investments have performed in the past. No one can predict what will happen in the future. For the duration of 30 years, ending in December 31st, 2012, stocks outperformed every other type of investment, returning 10.81% annually, as measured by the S&P 500, an unmanaged index that's generally considered representative of large company U.S. stocks. Stock investments carry high risks. In the short term, prices may be volatile, and you may even lose money, but their historic performance indicates that stocks provide the greatest potential for long-term growth, although there are no guarantees for the future. Now let's look at bonds. Bonds, represented by the Barclays U.S. Aggregate Index, which covers most of the broad U.S. investment-grade bond market, produced an average annual return of 8.10% over the same 30-year period, but with a lower risk of price fluctuations. Bond prices also fluctuate, but keep in mind that as an asset class, bonds offer a wide range of risk-return characteristics, from very conservative to higher risk. Money market instruments, as measured by 3-month Treasury bills, offer the lowest rate of return, but also involve the lowest risk of fluctuations in value. They may be best for short-term goals or for emergency savings. Strategically mixing asset classes can help you lower your risk while striving to maintain a solid return. For example, a mixed portfolio of 60% stocks, 30% bonds, and 10% money markets returned 9.94% over the 30-year period ended December 31, 2012, with much lower risk than an all-stock portfolio, according to Standard & Poor's. As we saw earlier, inflation can have a significant impact on your retirement savings goal. As you can see from this example, the further away you are from retirement, the more inflation can reduce your future purchasing power, and the more important it is for you to choose investments that can potentially help you stay ahead of inflation. This sample portfolio has a high allocation in stocks to aggressively pursue growth potential. Stock investments may be spread among several different types of investment styles, depending on the options available in your plan, to help reduce risk. Some examples of different approaches to stock investing include growth and value. A growth approach to stock investing seeks to invest in companies that are rapidly growing earnings. A value approach looks for companies that are priced at bargain prices because they're out of favor or have been overlooked by investors. Stock investments may also focus on companies of a particular size. Medium-sized companies are considered mid-cap stocks, while smaller companies are known as small-cap. Including some of each in your portfolio may help smooth out overall portfolio returns. This portfolio might be appropriate for someone who plans to retire in 20 years, although your particular allocation will depend upon other factors unique to your personal situation. This portfolio has an allocation to stocks to help pursue growth and outpace inflation. It also includes bonds and money market investments to potentially reduce risk and help smooth out returns. This allocation is more conservative and may be appropriate for those of you who are approaching retirement. It includes an allocation to stocks to help provide growth potential. Keep in mind that since retirement may last 20 years or more, it's important to include growth investments in your portfolio even after you retire. Once you've established a target asset allocation, you'll need to review it on a regular basis to make sure you're still on track toward your goals. You may need to rebalance your asset allocation as your investments gain or lose value. For example, if stocks outpace bonds by 5% a year, after a few years, you may have more of your money allocated to stocks than you intended. You may also need to adjust your target asset allocation as your financial situation changes. As your income rises, you may feel more comfortable with a more aggressive asset allocation. A financial professional can help you evaluate your asset allocation strategy and choose investments for your retirement accounts. When you change jobs or retire, you'll need to decide what to do with your retirement savings. In most cases, you may choose to either keep your savings in your former employer's plan, transfer the balance to your new employer's plan, roll over your savings to an IRA, or to take a lump sum distribution. You can transfer your retirement plan assets to either a traditional IRA or, thanks to a newly passed law, a Roth IRA. If you transfer your assets to a traditional IRA, you pay no taxes on the distribution. to avoid a mandatory 20% withholding on the account balance, which you would have to make up from your own pocket in order to avoid having the withholding treated as a distribution, choose a direct rollover. With this option, the funds are transferred directly from your plan to your IRA. If you choose to roll your assets into a Roth IRA, you'll pay taxes on the amount converted to the Roth IRA, but subsequent withdrawals from the Roth IRA will be tax-free if you're over age 59 and a half and have held the account for 5 years. Now, we'll examine some other financial topics that may be important to you at this stage in your life. While your primary financial focus may need to be on saving for retirement, you may also be juggling other financial goals. If you have children, they may be nearing college age. It's important not to jeopardize your retirement savings to pay for college costs. Some alternatives that may be available include student aid and student loans. Generally, your retirement savings will not be included in the calculation to determine whether your household qualifies for student aid. You may also be finding it necessary to help out older family members, either by providing care or financial assistance. Many caregivers are women. Frequently, they find that they lose out on future Social Security and pension benefits, as well as income, if they take time out of the workforce to provide care for others. According to studies by the National Alliance for Caregiving and AARP, an estimated 65.7 million people in the United States have served as unpaid family caregivers to an adult or a child in the past year or so, and about 66% of the caregivers are women. It's important to note that the long-term economic effects of reduced wages due to lost job opportunities, lost retirement benefits from Social Security and pensions, and out-of-pocket expenses can take a significant toll over the caregiver's lifetime, not including the opportunity cost of having less money to save and invest. If you're providing care for family members, be sure to investigate local community resources, as well as state and national associations that may be able to assist you. Long-term care insurance policies help cover some of the expenses of nursing home care. Now, I'd like to switch gears and focus on a subject that anybody age 45 or older should consider: estate planning. An estate plan is a general description of the documents and vehicles put in place to provide for the distribution of your assets and management of estate taxes. An estate plan may include your will, the creation of trusts, plans for charitable giving, and insurance policies. Many people mistakenly think that they don't need a will unless they have substantial assets. In fact, everyone needs a will. If you die without one, your assets will be distributed by the court through a process known as probate, according to state laws. Without a will, your assets may be unavailable to your dependents for a lengthy period of time. If you have minors, children younger than the age of 18, your will can name guardians to provide for their care after your death. A will is governed by state laws. Therefore, it's important to have your will drafted by a professional who knows the laws in your state. An attorney or trust professional may charge a small fee to create your will and notarize the signatures of witnesses. In addition to a will, you may want to consider creating a trust to provide funds for minor dependents or for future generations. A qualified financial professional can assist you in determining what types of trusts may be appropriate for your situation. Your estate planning may also include insurance policies to provide for a surviving spouse and to replace wealth lost due to estate taxes. A number of tax law changes in recent years may affect you. If you're inheriting assets or have accumulated substantial assets, you'll need to be aware of the current estate tax rules. For instance, under current tax law, the estate tax applies to any estate worth $5 million or more, $10 million for married couples, at a top rate of 35%. Another recent piece of legislation, the Pension Protection Act, made changes in the handling of inherited IRA assets. One of the provisions of the bill made it possible for non-spousal beneficiaries to roll inherited IRA proceeds into their own inherited IRA, preserving the asset's tax-deferred status. Previously, this benefit was allowed only for spousal beneficiaries. Consult a qualified financial advisor or tax professional to determine how these changes may affect your situation. In closing, let's summarize several of the more important points we've covered. First, you can increase your chances of enjoying a comfortable retirement by establishing a savings goal and taking advantage of opportunities to contribute to tax-deferred retirement accounts. Try to contribute the maximum possible. If you're over age 50, plan to make catch-up contributions to potentially benefit from additional tax-deferred growth. Choose a mix of investments to help pursue growth while potentially reducing risk. Including stocks in your asset allocation can help you stay ahead of inflation. You'll need to review your asset allocation regularly, perhaps annually, to make sure that you're still on track with your goals. As you approach retirement, you may need to adjust your target asset allocation. Thank you for your time.